Good evening, YouTube. This is your boy, Child Support Relief, and I'm going to give you my story of why I go so hard against child support. I am not an individual that will not take care of their kids. I am an individual that was raised that if you have a child in that home, you treat the other children in that home as well as your child, especially if they don't have a male figure in their life. And that's from my Papa Lane. Secondly, I've made some mistakes in my life that caused me to be incarcerated for a large portion of my life, which caused me not to have any credit whatsoever. So with child support, the state put me on both my cases while I was incarcerated and put my weekly payment at $26 a week while incarcerated. My first case with my child's mother of my 3 kids, they put me on $26 a week per child. I asked for modifications to lower it while I was in jail, even asked to be at the court hearing while I was in prison, and I was denied. When I went to prison the second time, my second baby mother went down and filed child support against me while once again I was in prison. They made me pay $26 a week for that child. So here it is. I pay $26 a week per child for 4 kids while incarcerated. That is constantly building up every week. I did a total of 13 and a half years, combined on 2 different cases out of 15 years. So when I came home this last time, I got a job. I was in a halfway house, federal halfway house, for 9 months. Within 30 days, I had a job. Got my first paycheck, and everybody knows it's nothing. Get my second paycheck. Child support was hitting that up a little bit. Boom. So I finally landed a good job, making $18 an hour coming in or something like that, 15, something like that. But child support garnished the check that was to come home with $1,300 take home. Out that $1,300 take home, I received less than $375 for myself. Now, the remainder, which would be around $950 or better, which they garnished, not even half of that was distributed between the 2 of my children's mothers. One of them states that she didn't get anything, and one of them states she only got $200. So that's $700 gone out of my check to back support that no one gets. None of my children's mother has gotten. So when I called down and asked about it, they told me that's going to go on for 6 months. No one gets the money. It's just the states. Now take it. The state child support said they're a non-profit. They don't get profit from. Well, if that money, other $400, $500 didn't go towards my kids or into their households, where did it go? That's just fact. It's not credited towards me. Okay, second, I met an individual who had a car wash that's attached to a restaurant and a beauty salon. Everything's up and running. Just the wrong people to open it up. So I took the little few dollars I had and applied for a small business loan. Within a small business loan, there were certain criteria that I had to meet. I met those criteria for the pre-approval. Lawyer fees, permits, registrations, things like that. When I go in to sign off on the loan, which was in the range from $50,000 to $60,000, I was denied because I had a child support lien for $38,000 in my name for back support, arrearage. Now, the bank told me if my loan would have been for more than $75,000, I may have been approved. But since the loan was no more than $60,000 for a small business loan, and me owing child support $38,000, if they were to deposit that money into my bank account up under my name, it would be garnished, taken. So I was denied on that. I was denied for a car loan, never had a car in my name, credit up to a 625, had the down deposit, denied. Couldn't even go buy a car, denied. So how is a person to move on with their life and try to be in their kid's life when you have a system that is holding us down? People get their license restricted, they go to jail, they get their checks garnished, they get their properties taken, they get liens on their recreational permits such as fishing, hunting. Can't get permits for that because of child support. My brother-in-law, he can't take his state exam for the barber test because of child support. So these are things that hinder the black people. Child support is a fraud. I have exposed them. I walked in these folks' courtrooms and demanded that my affidavit of facts be put onto the record. I am an ordained minister, which helps me in my walk. For people who don't believe that child support is a fraud, watch the videos. I had my hat on in the courtroom. How many people that you know sit at a table in the courtroom with their hat on? How many people you tell a judge you can't lock me up for contempt? I did. And it's a lot more people out here doing it. But the thing about it is, that's them uppity niggas in these tribes of the indigenous people that don't want to reveal the secrets of how to free our people. So therefore, I was given the swirls to free people from child support. I'm not helping no deadbeat niggas. If you can show that you take care of your kids can tell us who I'm affiliated with that you take care of your kids, we can help you out. And believe me, there is remedy. It works. I owe $38,000. Walked in them folks' courtroom and beat the prosecutor up. Had a witness to it. His video's coming soon. His paperwork is in the courtrooms. So therefore, if you want off child support, if you are tired of your checks being garnished, if you're tired of not seeing your children because of child support and you're paying it, every time you go into a courtroom, you have to obtain a lawyer. That's $500. My prices to get you off is less than that for now. But it's guaranteed I'm off. My children's mother can tell you I have the paper trail. Went all the way to Indiana with 4 warrants. Walked into the courtroom and discharged them warrants. And everybody in Evansville would tell you, once you get a warrant for contempt of court for not paying, either you're going your ass to jail for that contempt time, or you giving them some money to get the hell up out them bars. I ain't give them shit. Told them out the gate, I ain't gonna pay you motherfuckers shit. I ain't giving you shit. And I got 3 kids that don't deserve shit. Especially if I gotta go work hard and you motherfuckers ain't going to school doing what y'all supposed to do. Definitely not. I'ma aid this baby. And secondly, with child support, it don't take $500 a month. I'm not paying the rent for no other kids. I'm not paying your portion of the rent. $500 shit. And these days, my daughter should have a motherfucking lace front, a pair of Jordans every motherfucking week. Her motherfucking hair done. They clothes should be up to par because that is money for them. Not for your car, not for rent, and not for you to live off your kids' child support checks. No, I'm not going to buy 3 pair of $200 shoes. We going to motherfucking Foot Locker outlet. I can probably buy a pair here and there, spread it out. But the way they drug me through the mud with these child support courts, having to go back and forth out of town, $400 to $500 each trip round, so it kind of broke me. My spirits was down because it seemed like I didn't have no hope. in society because child support fees is so high and unrealistic that it's hard for some people who's trying to get their life back on track to get back on track. So this is my little short film. I'm not helping deadbeat dads. I can get you off child support. This shit is real. You did any state. I beat the hardest state out of all 50. It's California, Indiana, and I believe Arizona are the three hardest states to beat child support, to have your child support reversed. I reversed the judge didn't even want to hear or read my motion off in court because the prosecutor could not get past the first argument out of 8. I can test the contract. I can test jurisdiction. I can test the right to live in pursuit of happiness, genocide, all that. So get at me.